North Korea, a country shrouded in mystery and intrigue, a place where the rules of the outside world seem not to apply. It's a land of contradictions, where the leader is revered as a godlike figure, yet the people live in poverty and oppression. One of the most absurd curiosities about North Korea is the cult of personality surrounding its leaders. Kim Il-sung, Kim Jong-il, and now Kim Jong-un are all worshipped as infallible beings, with their portraits adorning every public space. The propaganda machine is in full force, constantly reinforcing the idea that the leaders are all-powerful and all-knowing. Another bizarre aspect of North Korean society is the strict control over information. The government tightly controls what its citizens can see and hear, with only state-approved media allowed. Internet access is heavily restricted, and foreign media is banned. This isolation has created a population that is largely unaware of the outside world, leading to a warped sense of reality. The country's nuclear program is another source of fascination and concern. Despite facing international sanctions and condemnation, North Korea has continued to develop its nuclear capabilities. This has led to tensions with neighboring countries and the United States, with fears of a potential nuclear conflict always looming. The poverty and deprivation experienced by the North Korean people is also a troubling aspect of life in the country. Despite the lavish lifestyles of the ruling elite, the majority of the population struggles to meet their basic needs. Food shortages are common, and many people rely on government rations to survive. The lack of economic freedom and opportunity has led to a stagnant economy and widespread poverty. The strict control over personal freedoms is another hallmark of life in North Korea. Citizens are constantly monitored by the government, with dissent or criticism of the regime punishable by imprisonment or even death. The regime's brutal tactics have been well documented, with reports of forced labor camps, torture, and executions. Despite these hardships, there are moments of surreal beauty in North Korea. The country's propaganda machine has created a sense of national pride and unity among its people. Mass performances and parades are common, with thousands of people participating in choreographed displays of loyalty to the regime. The country's architecture is also a sight to behold, with grand monuments and buildings dedicated to the leaders. The capital city of Pyongyang is a showcase of socialist architecture, with towering statues and monuments celebrating the regime's achievements. In recent years, there have been signs of change in North Korea. Kim Jong-un has taken steps to modernize the country's economy and improve relations with the outside world. The historic summit between Kim Jong-un and South Korean President Moon Jae-in in 2018 raised hopes of a peaceful resolution to the decades-long conflict on the Korean peninsula. Despite these positive developments, the future of North Korea remains uncertain. The country's nuclear ambitions, human rights abuses, and isolation from the international community continue to be sources of concern. Only time will tell what lies ahead for this enigmatic nation. In the meantime, the world continues to watch and wonder about the absurd curiosities of North Korea. The country's unique blend of propaganda, poverty, and political repression make it a fascinating and troubling place. As the regime continues to evolve and adapt to changing circumstances, one can only hope for a brighter future for the people of North Korea.